You can go through all the notes related to the MongoDB. Commands, all the commands related everything. Information with examples I uploaded into the classroom. So we have to learn how to handle various operations. So I told you that in database we have to learn about how to manage the CRUD operations. That means create, read, update, and delete. Yesterday I showed you already create and read. How we can update and delete, we will see. How we can update and delete the options, we will see. Actually, for updating and deleting, simple options are there. So the commands for updating, you have update one, you have update many, and we have replace one. These are the commands used for updating the records. So how we can update, I will show you. Actually, update is done by using a lot of operators are there. Update command requires, actually how we update is db.db table name, that is collection name, and here we have to write first find query. Find query. We have to first write find query. Then we have to write update query. Find query and update query. That means find query will find the record that you want to update, and update query will update that record with some new values. It is going to update the record and display it. So we need the collection and find query and update query. And for updating, we have some important operators. For updating, we have operators. We have to use those operators. Like we have operators like $set is an operator. $rename is an operator. Like $unset is an operator. So we have array operators also, like pop. So we have like push. So we have like slice. These are all operators. We have like sort. By using these operators, we can update and we can manage. I will show you what the point is. That means why they are used. Actually, set operator is used to change the field value. If you want to change any value in a particular field, then you have to do that by using set operator. And rename is used to change the field name. If you want to change the field name, you have to use rename. Unset is used to remove. Unset is used to remove any particular field from a document. You can remove any particular field. So for that we have to use this. Pop, push, slice, sort. All these are related to arrays. You know about them already. Array related concepts we know. You can handle them. So let's see how we can use update options, how we can update the records, how we can modify the values. So let's see one simple option. So how we can update any record. Suppose I want some products table is there. Show DBS, and yesterday we created a database called some sample DB. So use sample DB. Okay. And show collections. Show collections, it will display the tables. We have DBL categories and DBL products. So db.dbl products dot find dot pretty. It is going to display all the records. For example, in these records, suppose I want to change some value. Suppose I want to change the TV price. I want to change the Samsung TV price. It is given some 4,56,000. I want to change it. That means we want to change that particular field name. Then what we can do is field value. That value we need to change. So we have to write the update command like this. So that means you have to define. So db.tbl products dot update one. So update one. And first we have to write find query. Find query is find the name called Samsung TV. Okay. And you can find by name or ID or any another reference. Then we have to write the update query. And to change the value, we have to use $set operator. Set. By using that set operator, we can set what you want to set. So I want to set price. Price how much? Suppose 52,000 and 45. That is the price I want to set for that particular product. We are defining it. So that means it will find the product called Samsung TV, and in that Samsung TV, it will set the price to 52,000 and hit enter. Then it says matched count 1 and modified 1. It is updated. Whatever the modification you defined, it updated. So you can see now here. So we can see db.tbl products dot find dot pretty, and you can see the value modified here. The price changed to 52,000. We can change any value. We can change any value. We can configure any value. We can change the field name. We can change the field name. You can change based on any particular reference actually. Suppose if you want to change the field name, then you have to use rename. Rename is the command which is used to change the field name, because while inserting record due to any technical reason, some spelling mistake happened in a field name, or some later if you want to change that field name with something else, then we can use the rename command for changing it. So we can define the rename command for changing the field name. So what we have to do is use the rename command for changing. How to use the rename command? Let's see. So the rename requires the query. First, what we have to do, we need a rename operator actually, and we have to update all the fields. That means all the records, because that same field is used everywhere. Then we have to update many. We have to update many. Then generally what we can do is, we can just write the command in this way: db.tbl products dot update many. And here what you need to update the query. That means find query. Find query I am giving empty. It indicates all. Okay. What is the update query? Update operator is rename. Rename. What you want to rename? Rename the field. So the old name and new name. So what is the old name? Old name is stock, and new name is in stock. Like this we want to change. That means wherever the field name is stock, it will change it to in stock. That means everywhere it is going to change. Update spelling. Yeah. Yeah, update many. Okay. So it is going to update all the records and handle. So we need this option to change. You can update any one based on find query. So or you can update all. You can just use the rename option. Define the rename option. So that is configuring the rename. Now you see I am hitting enter here, and you see it matched 4 and updated 4. All the 4 records field name changed. Now let's run this and see. You see everywhere the stock is changed to in stock. Everywhere stock is changed to in stock. Suppose I want to change MFD to manufactured. So then what we have to do? So we need to configure in the same. So we need to just use db.dbl products, dbl products dot update many, and here we have to put find query empty, and here we have to use dollar rename, and what is the old name and the new name. Old name is MFD and the new name is manufactured. That is the new name, and it is going to update all. And once you search, you can see everywhere it is manufactured. So you can change the field names, you can configure the field names, and you can define. That is actually update. Another option is you can remove any specific field. You can remove any specific field. You can define any specific field with a new value, or you can remove any specific field. If you want to remove, then you can use unset. So unset is an operator which is used to remove. So generally what we have to do, we need to access the records and remove any specific field, and we can put empty multiple. If you want, you can define it. So generally we can do that by using unset. Unset is used for removing any specific field. Just what we have to do is we need to define the query in this way. Just unset like this. So let's go into this db.dbl products dot update many, and here find all, and here we have to write unset dollar unset. What you need to unset? I need to unset as in stock. In stock. So in stock, what you need to set empty. In stock empty. Like this, you can define the field and keep it empty. That means, so generally this is used to remove that specific field. Remove that specific field. Actually, in old versions, we have to use another technique, but in the new versions, this is enough. So that means you can simply put unset for removing any specific field. So that depends on your requirement. You can use that by using unset command. This is updating the records. Updating the records. If you want to add another field, then you can use set command. You want to change the field value, you can use set command. If you want to remove, then you can use unset. If you want to change the field name, then you can use replace. These are all the operators. So by using these operators, we can update the records. Actually, if you are working in graphical interface, you don't need that. In graphical interface, you don't need that. You don't need to learn any commands if you are using from MongoDB Compass, because in MongoDB Compass, if you want to change anything, you can easily handle it. You can see in the MongoDB Compass, because it is everything visually available, you have to just use You have to just use the graphical mode. Using your mouse, you can just select an option and modify without writing any command for updating, deleting, and everywhere. Suppose I connected here. I want to change sample DB. Now I will go to DBL products. Now I want to change. Suppose watch price. Then you see right side there is a edit button, edit document button. You click on edit document button. You can double click in the price field. You can set a new price, and you can just click update button. It is updated. You can double click in the field name, and you can change the field name here. It's your wish. You can easily add a new field. You can remove the field. You can see there is a delete button. You can delete that also. So these are simple techniques of graphical interface. But as a developer, you need to know the commands, because these commands are very much required for server-side interaction. When you are writing logic through server side, then we have to use these commands, and through commands only we have to handle the operations. That is the reason commands are important. Even delete also simple. Delete is used to delete any record. So to delete any record from the table, what you have to do is just you have to use the commands for delete operation. We have delete one, and we have delete many. So delete many. You have delete one and delete many. That is for deleting the records and managing. Usually, this is very much required for handling the records deletion. So once we see, suppose Mongo and use sample DB and show collections, and here we have db.dbl products dot find dot 20. In this, I want to remove this JBL speaker. You can remove by any field actually. Or I want to remove some watch JBL speaker. So simple. Just what we have to do, db.dbl products dot delete one. And here the query you have to write name, so matches with JBL speaker, and it is going to remove that delete count one. That means it removes it. Suppose I want to remove all the records whose category is electronics, then you say simply delete many category electronics. If you want to delete all the products whose price is less than 10,000, already you know how to write less than 10,000. You have to just put the find queries there, and based on that it will delete. That means I want to delete all above 10,000, then db.dbl products dot delete many, and here we have to use the query same. Query is same like price. What is the condition for price? The condition for price is $GT greater than 10,000. That's how we write. So this is how it can delete many records. You see, it says that deleted count 2. That means 2 records are matching with that condition, and those 2 records are deleted. So that is how we can delete the record. How we can delete the record and how we can manage the record. So usually to handle the records, so we have to use these operations. Suppose if you want to delete the table, delete the database, everything same. So for example, you see db.dbl products, dbl products dot drop, and this drop actually true. Then the table is removed. Table is removed. So show collections. Now we don't have a table. Table is removed. So the table is removed. This is basically how we need to manage. So tables not only table, if you want to delete the database, so we have to just use the option. We have to just use the option db dot drop database. That's it. That means it will remove the database. That means sample DB is not available. Now show DBS. You see there is no sample DB database. It's removed. So deleting records, deleting databases, modifying records, everything is very important through commands. Without commands, you can directly design, you can directly handle easily. But I showed you commands because commands are important for server-side interactions. So you need to use these commands for server-side interactions. So once we know how to create and configure all the data, now what we will do is we will see how to create. How do we create so database for our project? Now let's create the database for the project and keep the database ready for the project. So our project documentation I will upload. The project documentation I will upload. Already some of you people have posted a sample documentation of that project related to ER diagrams and all vision diagrams you have sent me. I checked that. And what we have to do is according to that we will design. According to that we will design. That means now as per our project requirements. So let's go to the classroom here. You people, some people have designed these ER diagrams, and these are the ER diagrams from you people. Have verified all these ER diagrams that you people have done, and what tables are required for that diagram I already showed you. These are all people submitted the ER diagrams. I given you the table actually. I given you the table, and these are the ER diagrams you can design. Tables information I give you in a document. I will give you in a Word document. I will upload a document to you. The document contains the information. This is the project document, the project abstract, proposed systems, and all this. Right. So and so here that is not yesterday's class. That is so many days back class. Yesterday, not year diagram. Whoever this is, Sunil. Year diagram related concept is not yesterday's. So many days back. I hope you haven't attended those also. Huh? It is not yesterday. So already people submitted that several days back. Huh? Right. That is not yesterday's class. Okay. Right. So here, what we have to do is this document I will upload to you. In this document, all the basic specifications are defined. In this, this is all the data models, and this for these tables we need to create the database. For this, we need to create the database. So let's create a database for this. Already ER diagrams you have prepared for this concept only. Now you have to design these tables. These are the tables that we need for a project. Customers table, admin table, and categories table, products table, and cart table. You people designed the same. You people have designed accordingly only, no? Right? This document also I will upload. Yeah. So this is your options. Yeah. You have customers, admin, products, categories, TBL card. That's good. That is enough, right? So who is this? Others have seen yours also. Customer table, admin, card, categories, product. Okay. Categories table, customers table, admin table, and the products card. Okay. Everyone have done the same, huh? Right? Yeah. Now what we will do is for this we will submit. We will create a document. I will upload the document. For this we will prepare the database now. We will use the easiest technique. So let's go, and you see here how to create tables. Already I showed you how to create the tables. How do we configure the tables? Already I showed you, but I will create one more here. According to the project requirements, we will give the database name something. In that we will add all these records, all these things, and some data, some sample data also we will keep there. So you do one thing, how to design I will show you now. Go to MongoDB Compass, and already that iShop DB is present with us. I will create a new database, right? So let's create a database. In the database name, I will give as iShop project, or I say simply smart shopping, smart shopping DB. Okay, smart shopping DB. That is the database. In that smart shopping DB, so we have collection. It is asking table name. What's the table name you want? So I will give the table name also. Smart shop DB. Shopping DB. Okay. Smart shopping DB, and collection. First collection we want some TBL customers. I will give the name TBL customers. Okay. So database is created. So you see smart shopping DB is created. Others I will delete. Yeah. So we created a database called smart shopping DB. Others I will remove. Online store. Remote. Okay. So I have this smart shopping DB. Okay. Go to the database, and here already TBL customers are there. In that we need to add a sample record. So let's add a new document, insert document, and in that what are the fields? You have to create an object type. We need to configure an object type. So, and here we need to define the fields. What are the fields we need? User ID, first name, last name, password, gender. So user ID. I will put one sample customer information. That is some John underscore some HYD, something like this. Okay, that is the user ID. Second, I want first name, and that is John. I want last name. You have to write like a JSON. So John D. Okay. I want some password. It is some John @1112. Okay. Another is gender. So we have male. Okay. And we have email. So that is string john@gmail.com. And we have mobile also a string type plus 91987654321 like that. Now we have another, that is address. Okay, that is address. So some Hyderabad. So Telangana, something. Okay, and we have another option that is date of birth. In a JSON format, you can just write like a string. Later, we can convert into date format. We are configuring like a string, then we can convert into the date format for that. So converting like a string, so that is year, month, day. So I'm defining 2021. So 02, some 90, date of birth. This is, I will give as some 1990, some 10 and 21. Okay, let's kick that insert. So as per the project requirements, we have mentioned all the details. TBL customers and insert, that is inserted. Now date of birth, I will give here, edit document, date of birth, I will just select data type here as date. So I will put date as the data type and I will update that, update. So that is update. Now everything is fine. So we have the details configured. But actually, these details we will send from the front end actually. These details we send from the front end. From our front end application, we will create a registration form where he will fill up the details and he will submit the details. That is the front end we need to configure. Now this is generally defined in the database with some sample data. That is fine. This is one table, TBL customers. Okay, that TBL customers is having that record. So one record is available there. Fine. One is enough as sample. Now TBL admin. Add another collection. TBL admin. TBL admin is another collection, and in that create collection. And in the TBL admin, we need to add some fields: user ID, password, first name, last name, email. So add new document, and here we will put the field options there, and object type. So here also you need user ID, and that is some David underscore admin. Okay, and so we have a first name, so that is some David, and last name, some S, some password, and David at 11. So that is the password. First name, last name, password, and email. We will put email, and that is David at gmail.com, something like this. Okay, let's insert. This record is also inserted. Fine. This is handling the data and configuring the data. So we have inserted that record and defined it. So that is fine. So now two tables are configured. Customers, admin. Categories table. I will go into this and design. So another table, create collection, TBL categories. And as per the project requirements in TBL categories, we will add some records. TBL categories, add data, insert document. I will use the categories here. So two options I will give. One is category ID, category ID, category ID. Category ID is 1, and category name. Category name I given as suppose electronics. So I'm giving electronics. That is the category name. So next, that is fine. I will copy that and I will insert. That is electronics is the category. Similarly, I can add multiple. So electronics, another. So here I am defining the second category 2, and here I define jewelry. Okay, insert. So, and another document. Here we defined category 3. We will create like men's clothing. Okay, insert. Okay, another. So category 4, and we define women's clothing. So women's clothing. Okay, we have defined. Insert. All these are ready. Now these are the categories: electronics, jewelry, men's clothing, women's clothing, whatever categories are there defined. Okay, fine. Next, the categories table is ready. 3 tables: customers, admin, categories. Now we have the products and cart. Products table actually, products table, we will get all the products information. Fake store, we will use it. So what you can do is, lot of products we need, go to fake store products list and copy this all array, lot of products, and what you do is just open notepad and paste it. After that you have to just save it. So in our desktop somewhere, by name some TBL products dot JSON. You can give any name. You save with extension .json. Okay, it is a JSON file. What is advantage is all these products we can insert into the table easily now. How to do that? Just go to Smart Shop. In that, add a new collection, TBL products, and into that we need to add all the records. Into the TBL products we need to add all the records. Create collection, and into that TBL products several records are there. You can simply do one thing. What you do, click import data button and it select the file. Browse. On the desktop I saved as TBL products JSON file. Open that and you see that is a JSON file, and import. It will import all the documents here. 20 records imported. Done. It's simple. Now it is having product ID, title, price, description, category. So that means according to the project requirements we define. In the rating we have rate and count. The same thing. We have added everything here. In the rating we have rate and count, everything. Actually it is from the fake store. We are accessing from the fake store and we are creating a JSON file and uploading the JSON file. All 20 records are available. Right. Now we need one more shopping cart table. This is important. And let's create another collection. So TBL, what is the table name? Cart. TBL cart. Okay. In this, what are the fields you want to define for shopping cart? In TBL cart, we want cart ID, customer ID, and product title and image and price. This information we need to get. Actually, this is all having a relationship. That means, so first important, we will import document. We will create a document. First field we want here is, the first field we want is cart ID. Cart ID we will generate uniquely. Uniquely a cart ID will be generated, or I am just giving as, so cart ID, so 1. Okay. Next, second one is customer ID. Customer ID is nothing but for whom this cart is. So customer ID should match with the customer user ID. Customer ID is actually customer user ID. So customer user ID, what we are having, let's go to the customers table. So I will open another cd /cd MongoDB cd server cd 5.0 cd bin cd here Mongo and show DBS use shopping, smart shopping DB. Okay, and show collections, and inside the collections db.dbl customers.find and .pretty. Now it is going to display that user ID is John HYD. This is John underscore HYD. Later, while adding the cart, we will get that information and display that. So that is John HYD. Okay, that is the customer ID. So we have a relation between the customers and the shopping cart. Next point is we want product title. Product title. So product title. Product title actually comes from product table. Product table. That means we will go to the product title and db.dbl products.find.pretty, and this is what actually product title is. Or we can also keep product ID. We want to display the product name, then we can give any product title here. This is title is very lengthy. So for example, men's casual slim fit, that is the product ID title that I will give as a string here. Men's casual slim fit, that is product title. Okay. Next we need one more option, image and image. So image is nothing but the image comes from this image path only. That product title have an image path. This image path we need to copy. So that is coming from the server. That is the image path. Okay. Next, one more option is there. So price is actually 12.99. So here I will give price as 12.99. Okay. And one more option is total. Total depends on the quantity, how much quantity they selected. Initially I keep it 0, later we can update it. So this is the basic. That is the cart. So that is the shopping cart we added. But it will change later. We can add more items into the cart and we can configure multiple items into the cart and define it. As of now, just these are the tables required for our project. So all the tables are designed according to project requirements. Now your database is ready. Now once the database is ready, so in our project we have done up to this part. So actually what we do is in the front end we will use jQuery or we will use Angular application. In the front end we will design, learn jQuery or Angular application, and back end we will create an API. We have to create an API by using Node.js and Express server-side technologies. This we have to do by using Node.js and server-side technology. We need to create an API, and we already just now created a database. So data is present in the database, that is MongoDB. So that is the database. So as of now, this is ready. So the database is ready. As of now, the database is ready. That means it is having all the data required for the project. The database is ready. Now what we have to do is, once the database is ready, now we need to use a server-side technology for handling communication with this database and get the data from the database and send it to the client. So actually from the client, the request will come, which will be processed by our server-side technologies. Now till now, you have seen only this area. That means creating database and tables and storing the data required for the project. We need a server-side technology and we need to handle the server-side technology to communicate with the database. Actually, in the project, you see this is a iLab. This is actually their project website. In this project website, so actually they use a database MySQL. They use a database MySQL. In this area, they used MySQL, but we used MongoDB. So their database is MySQL. If a Java developer is developing this, he can use his Oracle. If .NET developer is developing it, he will use SQL Server. It depends on their client requirements and the project requirements, any database. So our database is MongoDB. And as per their server-side technology, they have server-side technology PHP. They are using PHP. So as the using the web server-side technique. Now the server-side technique, so we will use Node.js and Express. Server-side we will use Node.js and Express. Actually, you can use JSP, you can use PHP, you can use Django, so which is actually related to Python. So you can use ASP.NET, which is related to .NET. So this we can use in the backend. So we are going to use this Node.js. Now database is ready. Now we need to learn the server-side technology. That means first you need to understand a concept. So what is server-side scripting? And what are the server-side scripting technologies? What is the role of server-side scripting? So you have seen database and created the database ready. Actually, what is server-side scripting? What is the role of server-side scripting? Generally, you should know that server-side scripting is a technique where scripts are employed. Scripts are employed on server in order to generate a response customized to every client request. That is what actually the definition of server-side scripting. Server-side scripting means the scripts are kept. Server-side scripting means, so the scripts are kept. The scripts are actually kept the scripts are kept on server so that it will generate a response for every client request. So when client sends a request, it will verify the request, it will process that request, and it will send a response to that request. That's how it is going to manage. Now, how that works, I will tell you. That means how this process works. Actually, many times people call as server-side scripting technology. Server-side scripting technology. Actually, it is not server-side scripting technology. We generally call many people call server-side scripting languages. Actually, server-side scripting languages are not there. They are server-side scripting technologies. These server-side scripting technologies actually use a language. So the server-side scripting technology, so many are there, like CGI, like JSP, like PHP, .NET. So many server-side scripting technologies are there. Which server-side scripting technology we are going to learn is Node.js. We are going to deal with Node.js. Node.js so is having some advantages. Node.js having some drawbacks. So what are the advantages? What are the drawbacks? How it is good? How it is bad in various ways? I will tell you. Because you cannot say that everywhere Node.js is great. Node.js is not great everywhere. But up to certain limits, Node.js is very good. Best example is your entire Netflix. You see the website Netflix. Netflix is designed with Node.js. In server side, they use Node.js. Netflix is using Node.js. Amazon Prime is using Node.js. YouTube is using Node.js. These all run on Node.js. So server side. Client side, they use technologies like React. Some use like Angular, front end. Back end, they use Node.js. What is the specialty of Node.js and what is Node.js? How it works? What is the concept of server-side techniques? We will learn about them. So actually, Node.js is JavaScript based. Why in full stack development we learn Node.js? Because you don't need to learn any separate language. It is completely JavaScript based only. Otherwise, if you have to learn JSP, first you have to learn Java. If you have to learn PHP, you have to learn PHP language also. If you have to learn .NET, then you have to learn separate .NET language like C#. But for Node.js, you don't need to learn any language. Node.js by default uses the language, so that is JavaScript. So Node.js is a server-side technology, so which is completely JavaScript based. So it is easy for any full stack developer to handle Node.js because he already know the language. You don't need to learn any separate language for that. Whatever you learned in JavaScript, that is enough to handle Node.js. So that is the reason it is very convenient for full stack developers to easily handle. Otherwise, you have to learn separate more languages for handling server-side interactions actually. So this is Node.js. And another important is, so Node.js, one of the greatest advantages is it is single-threaded. It is single-threaded. So Node.js is single-threaded. So several more options are there. It is modular. It is asynchronous. So Node.js also have no buffering. So many advantages are there. All these points I will tell you actually. JavaScript based already we know. Actually Node.js is single-threaded. What is difference between single-threaded and multi-threaded? other technologies are multi-threaded. Node.js is single-threaded. So what is the speciality of single-threaded? Multi-threaded is nothing but, for example, suppose we have some resource. That means we have a server, and in the server, so we have some resources. So we have some resource on server. Now what happens is here, so we have this. Yeah. Now generally we have a processor. So that means we have a process. We usually have a process. Actually, this process, and we have a lot of clients. That means so many people are there. Millions of people will be using our website. Generally, what happens is, if it is a multi-threaded, that means if the process is so multi-threaded problem is multi-threaded allows limited number of threads. Limited threads means what is the problem is nothing but, so for example, the process allows only two threads. The process allows only two threads at a time. That is the limit actually. It allows only two threads at a time. Now what happens is three people are connecting. Now what happens is three people are connecting. First person. For first person, it will maintain one thread. And through that, it will give access to this resource. Second person connects. For him, another thread it will create. And it will give access to the resource for the second person also. Third person connects. Now it will say that you please wait. Why it will say please wait? Because process capacity is only two threads. Now it says that please wait, any one of these people finish it, then I can give you access. That means now the third person cannot use that resource until any one of these two people are finished. This is the problem in multi-threading based applications. That means it says that please wait until one is finished. For example, you see here, when you are working with various types of shopping websites and all. For example, best example you see, suppose you are downloading some songs, downloading some YouTube videos, downloading some songs. I hope you know Prime Music, or you know YouTube downloaders are there. So do you know when you try to download a playlist of 20 songs, 30 songs, all 20, 30 will not download at a time. So at a time it will download only three. You can observe that it will download only three. Rest of others are queued in the process. It says that they are in the queue. Any one out of these three is finished, then the fourth one will join. That means at a time it will allow only three. Others have to wait in the process. For example, so a movie released in Netflix like website, and suppose it is having a limit like 1,000 people can view. It's not possible. That means when 1,000 people are watching that movie, others have to wait until they finish it. So that is not great. Actually, they maintain such threads for individual users also. For example, you see, they say that Netflix and all these people say that only one person can watch at a time, because according to your subscription, only one person can watch. So one person is watching with the same account, another person, right? Then it will say that, so that person have to close, then only you can allow. That type of mechanism is possible. So if we are defining single-threaded environment, what is advantage of single-threaded environment is, in single-threaded environment, you don't need several threads. What you can do is, all these clients are connected through one thread only. All are connected through one thread. Now the process allows So only one thread, then no problem. That means process allows only one thread. Now all people are connected to the single thread and all can access this resource. There is no limit now. There is no limit. But CPU-based tasks cannot be controlled if it is not multi-threaded. But multi-threaded is good up to certain limits. Single-threaded is good up to certain limits. Single-threaded advantage is all people are connected to a single thread and all will be handling through that single thread. That is the advantage of the single-threaded environment. So Node.js is completely single-threaded, and it is modular. Modular means only the library that is required for that particular situation will be loaded. Entire library is not loaded. Only the library that is required for that situation will be loaded. This will improve the performance. It will make the application more lightweight. Asynchronous is nothing but when it is doing a task, it will not lock other tasks. It will perform all tasks simultaneously at the same time. Hello? That is called asynchronous. No buffering means it will not copy into memory and buffer from the memory. Directly it will render the content. So the advantage of this is you can observe early days when you are watching YouTube or other websites, video buffering websites. You can see that if your internet connection slow, then suddenly the video stops and a buffering screen will come. But nowadays you can observe that if internet connection is slow, then what happens is it automatically changes the quality of the video. If high speed, then quality of video increases. If low speed, then video will not stop. Video will be playing with low quality. So this kind of adjustment can be done without buffering. So that is what actually all these applications are using. So Node.js is very good for applications like audio buffering, video buffering, websites and all. Node.js is not good for multi-threaded based environments like like very big shopping applications like Amazon, shopping applications like Flipkart. So IRCTC like things. So you cannot have such complex interactions with Node.js easily. That's the reason for audio, video buffering, right? Web applications. For our small projects, that's okay. But at large scale, millions of users are using it, then it is not great. So Node.js is good for certain type of applications, not good for other type of applications. Even Java, .NET, all these are not good for Netflix, Amazon Prime or YouTube. They are differently required. So that is the reason every technology have its own drawbacks and features. And Node.js, some of the features are these. Now how we have to use this server-side technology, we will see. That means we will learn how to write the server-side code. That server-side code will communicate with the data, gets the data and send the data to the front end. In front end, we need to consume and use it. For that, we need to learn server-side techniques, and that we will do with the Node.js. That we will see in the next session. Tomorrow we will do that. Okay. In tomorrow's session, we will start learning server-side scripting, how to write the server-side code, how to handle the server-side code for various client requests. Okay. Right. Meanwhile, you prepare all that database required for project documentation that I have showed you today.